Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to ECS Season 6. This is the last, well, this is the penultimate day of games here to decide the finalists for our LAN finals over in Texas, in Arlington. And of course, we are in the lovely Santa Monica here. That's where the studio is at. We're very close to the pier. It's very lovely. Haven't been on any of the rides yet, but that's okay because we're going to go on a ride today. Myself and Bez is back. James, he actually missed his flight, so we may see him later. And I'm sure he'll tell us all the story of how he's not going to French Polynesia, which is very, very sad and very disappointing for him. But, I mean, that's the only negative thing I want to talk about because we've got so much awesome Counter-Strike to discuss. How are you doing? You should be fine. You are unmuted, so you're fine. So I guess I'll just keep talking then. Well, during this time, whilst his mic is being solved, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see exactly where the teams are as it stands now in the league. You can see here, this is how it is in the European area, the European portion of ECS Season 6. Astralis, of course, right at the top. You can't topple them. They are done with all their games.
They're too good.
Got North, second place. They're also good to go as well. FaZe and Mousesports, 9 and 7. NIP, 6 and 6. That's very interesting. LDLC also 4 and 6. These are the main teams really in contention for the 3rd and 4th spots.
Yeah, NIP, LDLC both have chances to really just come back and maybe steal a spot away from a FaZe or a Mousesports. I mean, it's not. I don't think it. It's possible. So anything can happen. And I think with the European division, they're so competitive. They're so good. Any day, one of these teams can beat the other team. And even the G2, they were the super team that everyone thought that would happen, but unfortunately their season hasn't been going too well. Maybe a lot of growing pains, I don't know, a lot of internal struggle. But again, very competitive EU scene. Very awesome to watch.
And also, just down at the bottom of the table, we've got lots of 5 and 11s, and with G2 at 3 and 11. The fight to stay out of relegation is actually up for about 4 teams just trying to stay out of relegation, and it's still possible with the games that are remaining. And speaking of which, let's go and check out the schedule for the action we'll be bringing to you today. Well, 2 of the teams, G2 trying to fight to avoid relegation, and NIP fighting to try and secure that spot in the top 4. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup. We haven't seen G2 for a little bit. We had loads of their games at the beginning of the season, and of course they just, well, it's not super recent that they made the roster changes, but I'm hoping that we'll see some improvement because what we've seen so far hasn't been great.
Yeah, not at all. A lot of people had a pretty high expectations for G2. Existence. He's been in talk for years almost. Like, where is this guy? Why isn't he on the top of the scene? So he has a chance now. Of course, when you're new, or if you're an IGL to a new team, you have to reform everything. You got to work on the tendencies, the timings, and everyone have to be on the same page. So it's a lot to work with, especially at high level. You're playing so many tournaments. You're just traveling. You have to play so many matches. So it's hard to really just get down and work everything out. But I mean, on paper, they should be one of the best teams.
On paper, well, paper's being scrunched up and set on fire. So it's been a really weird story with G2. Of course, we've seen that LDLC seem to be perhaps maybe the best French team at the moment from the form that we've seen of them. Just a unit that just kind of works great. Actually, one of the crazy things about them is their skill, but I suppose we shouldn't talk too much about them. They won't be playing today. But NIP, another team to discuss. NIP have had some, I feel like, generally you see them in that top 8, but it doesn't feel like they have an ability to reach that top 3 just yet. They're not able to find that consistency. They can beat anyone at any given moment, but they're not going to take finals.
Yeah, that's the thing with NIP. They can beat. They have the skill, the experience to beat almost any team out there. It's just what NIP is going to show up today. They have problems with being inconsistent, whether that's like strat calling or maybe Gateright's not feeling well. So, he's had a lot of health problems over the last couple of years, so that has to affect him in some way. But I mean, I think NIP, they have the potential to be, one of the top teams. They always have. They just got to be a lot more consistent, maybe a little more demo work. I'm not sure. I don't know what's happening inside, but I think, they're definitely always a team, a dark horse in a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch them play. I think there's a lot of, I mean, the NIP are one of the biggest brands in Counter-Strike, and that Swedish region was always a region that had just such a strong identity with the game. And I mean, it's really fun to see Get Right and Forest just still playing. They've just been doing it for what, 12 years. They've been at the top level.
Listen, you can still be old and be a professional gamer, you just got to put in the time and dedication. I promise you, your reaction times do not go down. That's why there's fighter pilots out there that are 40 years old still flying jets. You know, it's just it's a misconception off of one article. And I'm here to debunk all that. All right, I'm old.
Yeah,
I can aim. 1 versus 1 me. I dare you. Let's go. Like, I can do it. Show me, prove me.
And also, I mean, you have all the, like, if you care to like look at any of the Quake scenes, well, that's basically just old people at this point.
Yeah,
but the thing is as you say, it's like not reactions. It's, of course, you have fast reactions when you're young, but it's about having the reference points as you get older, and you sort of start to understand, and you can anticipate what's going to happen. It's the visualization, and it sort of speeds up your reaction times, and the knowledge and the insight. That's what makes the difference. And G2 will be looking to make the difference for their relegation fight, or the fight to stay out of it, against NIP here on Overpass. T-side for them.
T-side indeed. Dennis is going to get a lot of map information off the bat. He doesn't see anyone, so they might think it could be a B stack. You see NIP, they do have 4 people already in B, so this could be really dangerous for NIP, and G2's perfectly playing this, taking long A, making sure that Dennis waits as long as possible before getting any information.
Des will get some information, and he'll be sent to the bench straight away. Taken out by Shocks, as now the push is sped up after that frag, and they have indeed got that free A bomb site to play with. That's really nice. Resistance looking to find the fight at Bank, and he will. And now this is looking really hard for NIP. They just shut down all the choke points. Existence still holding on to Bank. Just going to remove everybody.
Flawless.
Very nice. 5 players will survive. No one loses a single point of health.
That's actually pretty nuts. But what was so, as I said, was so awesome is that it takes so little to find information. Sometimes the CTs, especially on this map. So it has peeked towards the fountain playground. Didn't see anything. So it was really good on G2 to know the timings. Oh, if he peeks here and falls back, we could sneak in through here. So very great job by G2. And now, full save from NIP.
Yeah, they're looking... it was so weird to see Existence get 3 kills, close range, didn't even get hit by 1 bullet.
Usually it takes him the whole half to get 3 kills, right?
Wow.
Oh
my God.
I'm sorry. I'm a little... I woke up early this morning. My banter's a little high. I respect Existence. He's a great player. No, I'm just being a little fun here.
Sending Existence to the burn unit straight away.
I'm sorry, Existence, I promise.
Well, the interesting thing about Existence is that he does have games where he does actually frag.
Yeah.
But it just seems like, I mean, it's just not enough. It just doesn't seem to be enough.
Yeah, it's so difficult to be a fragger, IGL, try and control everybody, you know, especially the likes of G2. There are a lot of eccentric personalities, at least, you know, Kenny S, Shocks.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing. You're just creating that system. That's what people talk about when you're talking about a system and getting a team on the same page. It's about sort of having 5 players that can look at the situation and all have create the same solution. And so you know you don't have to micromanage anything. That's ultimately what you want to achieve. And I think when SK under Fallen were at their absolute heights, they would create lots of cool strategies and tactics, and there would be a cause for them. But every single player just knows what everyone knows what everybody else is doing and what the goal for the round is, and then how to react to what the opponent does without having to be called by anyone else.
Micro changes at the high level.
That's the dream, isn't it? This is Rez. He's very good mechanically, but really between a rock and a fountain there, and that's not going to go too well for him. But we get the follow-ups from his teammates. 3 from Dennis as he capitalizes upon the distracted G2 players. Getting attacked from every single angle. Really aggressive round from the CTs. Kenny S now looking to respond. He has to get the bomb, and it's just lost in a very far forward position. There's the flank from Forest. One of the very few pros that consistently has pretty much always used the silenced M4, and I like it.
Convinced me. I'm starting to use that silence K1 as well. It's did pretty well, but I really like what NIP did that round specifically. When Rez was peeking, you had a guy on party and long peek at the same time, so everyone was interacting at the exact same time. You can't turn behind you and shoot at the same time to shoot forward, so a lot of awkward angles for G2 to handle that.
And Rez had to spawn there to go for the AWP pick, but he will miss the shot though, that's unfortunate. Gets a chunky amount of nade damage on the body. And now they can fall back. They don't have to worry about too much here. NIP don't have the utility to really break into a bomb site. So I like that they're playing passive.
headshot through the wall. Nice. G2 going slow shocks here. He's going to creep up this catwalk. He does see nades coming from Monster and Short, so he knows at least 2 people where they're at in the speed bomb site. But is it a ruse? A lot of presence here towards A from G2.
Again, not that much utility here for G2. They're going to have to hit the shots to get their way onto the site. And maybe if NIP miss some shots, there will be a chance. That's with the flash forwards there is. Rez still looks for the shot with the AWP. Rez definitely, you know, you typically expect him to be on the rifle, so quite interesting that he's got the AWP here. I like it. Let's see if it does the job. Well, Dennis will push forwards, finds the bomb, so looking quite nice. And a double, so you can't really complain about that. Shocks might expect him to get a couple kills because it's just Shocks, and he just usually just gets kills. But this time he won't be able to do that. And credit to NIP, they played it perfectly. They knew G2 didn't have money for utility and just played defensively.
Yeah, G2 was trying to do like a 4-1, trying to force their way towards A, and then Shox was over there by catwalk trying to get any over rotations. If Shox would have gotten a kill or 2, I think G2 would have fallen back immediately towards B. But again, NIP did a really good job of not giving any kills or any information to G2 to make any rotation plays. Just like that, NIP's going to change it up, be super hyper aggressive towards water. Forced heal here. Shoot through the door, get right, he's gonna flank from up top. Just like that. G2's falling like flies, 4 on, or 5 on 1. Body has a big, tall order. And does not get the kill on get right. Simple eco round, no losses from NIP, which is always great to see on ecos. Just keep stacking that money. Stack that cheese.
Yeah, and this is dangerous because G2, one thing that you would have expected for G2 is that maybe there would be a team that would have good T sides, but it's been really spotty so far. And if NIP are on this great start as they have, and you know we start to see maybe the double ops come out potentially, and let's say they get 10, 11 rounds, I just don't see G2 coming back. They need to find a way to break this momentum. And once again, the unrelenting regression here from NIP. Dennis pushing close to the bench. It's a really good off angle. It's very strong. This just when you emerge from Smith's position, you're looking at 3 different spots at once.
Very good timing by Dennis. Shot to headshot. Body gets the kill on 4 before falling back. It kind of stirs a little rotation out of NIP. Red's going to be falling back towards CT spawn. This makes Dennis push towards the connector, so NIP kind of have a small contain right now on G2. Oh, he wants that so bad. Oh, he wants that so bad. Body. He survives. And now kind of NIP's in a kind of a rough spot here. Because Dennis kind of stuck. He gets picked off by Kenny S in the connector.
Yeah, you kind of feel like he overplayed his hand there. At first he was just containing and then he stuck around for a long time. Rez though, that's really important, takes down the bomb on long, he spotted it as well, so that's so much info for NIP. Just know that they can rotate now. 30 seconds, they have to go long because they need to get the bomb, and that just gives NIP so much information as to how to play this. Rez, the flash comes out, but it's too far away from Kenny to blind him enough, and he'll get the kill. He opens it up here. In goes Existence with the rifle, trying to use the smoke for cover. Kenny S is doing so much damage. 3 kills now in this round as Lekro is challenged. Close, the bomb goes down, 10 seconds to plant. Lekro can just play the time here. Kenny has to push forwards. The AWP is going to have to go shotgun mode as Lekro tries to bait out the shot. Kenny will slow down, and oh, he's done it with 2 seconds to go. Kenny S with the quad kill. Beautiful stuff.
Great job by Kenny S. That was a little scary round for me. GT almost threw away that round almost 2 different occasions. It was a 4-on-3 situation. They decided to split up, you know, creating a lot of favorable situations for NIP. And then right before the bomb plant, Existence decides not to check any other spot in the bomb site and run with the bomb out. You always got to check. Just check every corner, guys. Just check it with your gun.
Check it.
Just check it.
Check it now. Don't be lazy. Well, that's an interesting situation now because you can see the money for both teams is a bit weird. Look at it, see? Sliggy has a money button, he just pressed it. Now the money has appeared, as if by magic. Now he's just flexing.
He's flexing. He has a really strong finger. I saw those muscles.
He's a nerd.
Right for the finger.
No fingers. Well, Kenny S just walking in with the AWP, looking for that pick. And there goes Shocks doing the same, denied. No entry for you. Kenny taken down by the bouncers of the B-bomb side as well. And Smith has found his way away with the MAC-10. That's very strange. The bomb is stuck though in sewers for the time being. We'll have to rotate out to go towards Smith, who's now in a very interesting position. But the bomb is now lost. And so Smith, oh my, what do you do here? They have a good idea of where he is. Forrest will... What? How did that happen? We're praising the M4A1S, but somehow I only got the dink there.
Yeah, confusing what G2 just did. Smith snuck into a CT spawn, but G2 started dying and engaging before Smith could have done anything on that flank. So maybe if G2 kind of slowed down a little bit, waited for Smith to kind of get a little closer, I think a lot more success coming out of G2. Just very, like, they spread out so much. You know, they have the man advantage. Why spread out all the time? You know, mix it up sometimes, yes. Spread it out, be a little random. But, you know, close game, try sticking together, see how that works.
Fast kills again, just MIP being aggressive. They will lose res, but they get 3 kills. So falling back now, trying to at least. Body will catch Dennis. All upon him now. And off removed. So Shock's looking to do some damage. It's unlikely he's going to get the kill here. He's just running, and there you go. Rebecca will finish him off. 5-3. And that's a really big reset onto the economy of G2, of course. And NIP looking to regain some comfort. G2 can't really do anything.
Yeah, they have to find a way to shut down NIP, because NIP's been very aggressive on map control. A lot of flanks already early in the game, a lot of fountain pushes, a lot of playground pushes, and so G2 has to just shut them down, make them play passive, because NIP's getting way too much map information, and it allows them to flank and stack towards other bomb sites. Look at this. Oh, he legs him. Body getting a little lucky right there.
He gets a double dink as well. But that's the bomb down. Dennis is going to fix everything. He's the fixer, Mr. Fix. Oh my. Who else? Who else? Shocks once again.
Ace denied by Shocks. Little dancing. Forrest just surviving with 4 HP. Little damage, little money damage, but NIP does have a pretty okay bankroll, I guess, now. Last 2 rounds were pretty expensive for NIP. No AWP coming from G2. See how they would put Kenny S in this situation. Majority of people going towards this fountain area. Shots. Pretty much throwing the Molotov, catwalk a B, trying to simulate like they're taking over water. This prompts NIP to stack on the stairs. This could be good for body. If he has the timing just right, he could sneak up right under that and take him out. But the position was compromised.
And NIP will just play passively once again. It's been a while, but look at this off angle from Janus. He's so confident. Didn't take any damage there, and it's surprising he didn't get the kill. So from that perspective, you can see it's a great spot to hold. Existence flash through to the toilets, looking to one-on-one against Dennis, but Dennis will sumo slam him. Just absolutely locking down the toilets so far, Dennis. Now Kenny's alone. A lot of rounds like this so far.
Yeah, a lot of... No, it's I don't think it's not type. Oh, he just walked by him.
Oh no. Oh, he saw. One of his teammates must have said hello.
He's right next to you. Wait.
You guys are lying.
We.
Why are you guys trolling me?
We.
Oh, you heard the jump. The gun drops now. And he's been spotted at least for an NIP. I think the strange thing so far is that we haven't seen... It doesn't feel like G2 have had rounds where they were able to take map control consistently. They're like their default. They don't really have a default that's working because Dennis just stops it. If they try to go towards A, Dennis just stops it. And in rounds where they go towards B and sewers quite heavily, it seems as though Dennis also gets into connector and he locks them in. So it always feels like NIB have control, you know?
So what you're saying is wherever G2 goes, Dennis stops them.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's a stopper. Yeah, one thing that I did notice so far about G2 is that they are running, you know, some defaults, some strats here and there, but their timing and exchanging kills are really off. Like, one of them will die, and no one's there to help them out. And they're really spread out. Like, look right here. Smith just jumps through. Really no chance for his teammates to exchange kills. Shocks, though. Getting a little lucky on Dennis. It's just, there's no timing there. They need to clean it up just a little bit.
And Dennis is having a bit too much fun, perhaps spraying through the smoke. Can't blame him.
Gotta love spamming through smoke.
So again, NIP know exactly where all the T's are, so it's not too hard to position around it. You can see Get Right working. And they just have every bit of information, don't they? They are dying though, so this is pretty strange. G2 are picking up some of the kills. NIP, I don't think they've seen the bomb, or I don't think they know exactly what is going on with the bomb, so now they have some decisions to make, and this is winnable by G2. All it takes is some good timing, but it looks like the positioning here from Lekko is really good. The flash is good as well. Oh, he drops the bomber, and the next player is easy to take down. They have no Kevlar. It's an unfair fight.
Yeah, and just like that, pretty safe situation. I know they're gonna try to pinch on that B guy. But again, you saw right there, the time's way off. There's no chance for G2 to help work off each other, and it's pretty much been the story of the game. Just surprised in how bad they're, because it's how bad their timing is. It's in a very fundamental part of the game, exchange kills, and just feels so off by G2. It doesn't look right, like a high caliber pro team should have. That right there could be a lot of their problems. You know, they could probably win a couple more rounds if they're able to get an extra kill here or there.
I wonder if this will be like some of the games we had yesterday, because yesterday we had games where every team would start off, well, one team would dominate the first half, and it would look like the other team was just about to get completely trashed. And in the second half, it would be a massive comeback. And then it would always be like, 16-13, 16-12, 16-14.
Yeah.
And so every game like that, every game yesterday was like that. Maybe this will be the same. So far, G2 are getting absolutely owned by NIP. And NIP are having fun. They're having a lot of fun here. Nice push in from Rez, takes down another player in sewers. 2 lost there now. Look at Dennis go. Smith is cut off from the rest of his team. This is effectively a 5 versus 2 at this point.
How is this even possible? What just happened?
He just has the bomb now.
Just so many holes. I have so many questions.
So even though Dennis dies, he gets all the information. They know they're going back towards A, and Get Right can lock down a close position towards Long, so he can also make sure that his teammates, if they rotate, they don't have to focus on anything to do with Long. Smith will walk towards the site, and NIP can leave one person B if they want, but they should be fine rotating Forest and Rez into that A bomb site. Smith is working bank now with a cash.
Try to get that money. And this, I don't know if I saw any NIP looking for this, but it's gonna be really good for Smiths. Might be able to catch one of the NIP players off guard. Playing a very awkward A setup here, playing more of a retake. Oh no. That should have been a kill. Here's G2. But Forrest takes him out. And now it's a 1-on-4. Kenny S. Yeah, well, that didn't go too well.
Yeah. Nice a move from Forrest there for any of you that noticed it. The way that he peeked allowed his opponent to take a shot couple bullets, started spraying, then he re-peeks kind of into the spray, which is inaccurate, and also has a perfect pre-fire lined up. So nice little move.
Two-step.
I like Rez's gloves.
Yeah.
They're nice. And he's got some wraps. Hand wraps.
I don't have gloves. I got default.
Me too. I don't even have a knife.
There you go. Purist. That's 2 G2. Lepro gets blind, and then 2 kills immediately from G2. Rez exchanging on Kenny S. Body, taking out Rez in the connector. Forces get right to over-rotate towards this A-bomb site with Forrest.
The old men.
Old man. Old man Withers. This probing again. G2 splitting up. They have the advantage. At this point in the game, you don't need information. I mean, it'd be nice to have information, but you don't need it. Just keep it simple. Group up.
KISS.
Bait Smiths. How about that? Bait Smiths. That's a great strat. Bait Smiths. We should have a strat called Bait Smiths. Just go in first, Smiths. I don't care what you do, just go first. Oh, no, not again.
Oh no. The old man is able to be quite quick from time to time. Just kidding, of course, Forrest is always quick and an absolute beast. His stats have always just rock solid, it seems like, with NIP.
He's a pretty consistent player. Look at the save existence. Catching Forrest off guard here. Didn't expect him to be banked walking around. Now get right. He might not be able to save this gun. You get pinched like a pipe. Just slowly squeeze.
It would have actually been cool if he would have just run into the side there, just try to like one-tap the guy in his defuse, because they're all hunting him, you know. I actually thought that's what he realized. I thought he felt like, actually, maybe if I could just try to go for this now. But looks like they will save it. There is a world where if he tries to do it, he gets the kill and defuses the bomb.
That's true. That is very true. Unfortunately, he does not have the X-ray vision like us. He doesn't know that they're so far away from the site. All in all, Rez gonna smoke off the stairs. Try to beef up here. We've seen this a couple times from NIP, playing very aggressive. Rez, so aggressive in the player ground, but Kenny S is onto it. G2's onto it. No more pushing, they say.
Yeah, and they know that Rez is normally is being like playing support or site all along, and that Dennis is the guy that plays in toilets. So they may expect to be able to develop map control better towards A, and you can see an overreaction perhaps from NIP, leaving one player on B. And I say overreaction because I guess I should say gamble instead, because they don't have the information to know what their opponents are doing. But instead of pushing for info, they decide to stack somewhere, and that's a gamble. And Lekro is going to defend. He's doing actually a good job to get that first kill, but he can't do much more than that. NIP, do they save now?
Yeah, I think you'd save. I mean, maybe, okay, at this point, well, now you gotta save. So if you're in a 3-on-4, oh, Jesus, wait, hold up. Forrest getting 2 kills, we'll bring him back, get ready in the pit. They don't think he's here. I don't think they know.
This is doable, isn't it? Get right. Oh, that's beautiful. Finds a headshot. 1 versus 1. The molly. Oh, the timing.
That was almost very dangerous. So in that kind of situation, 3-on-4, they have the bomb down. The retake's unsure. So like the safe bet is to, okay, let's just try to get a kill. If we get a kill, then maybe we can work it, try to retake. But for the most part, I think they save in those situations. You're low on money. It's next to last round. There's no shame in saving.
Ain't no shame.
Ain't no shame.
So G2, they could get 6 rounds. That'd be, if you consider the way that they've been just getting wrecked mostly, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, to get 5 rounds at this level by the way they're playing, I guess is just pretty impressive in itself.
Before we see the AWP on Forest, I wanted to see the double AWPs much earlier. I wanted to see Dennis and Dennis picking up the AWP. But obviously Rez has been doing that for them on the A side, but You know, at least Res and Forest would have been fun. Or on either side.
Yeah, double off is very strong. And,
Ew.
oof.
Gun? Is there a gun? Necro? Did you not drop... Was there not an AK there?
Pretty sure there was.
I mean, it's Lecro, and he's probably top 3 deagler in the world, but still. Do
Probably
you not want the gun?
he probably didn't want to put himself in the spot because a guy in Monster would probably be posted up, maybe re-peeking it or something. So if he ran to get the gun, maybe he wouldn't get caught out.
Strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, if not for the pistol round, you'd expect GT wouldn't have
Probably like
made
2 or
more
3
than 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So, really good result to have 6 in the end, considering NIP's dominance. I think there were some spots where NIP were having a bit too much fun, but that's fine.
You have to have fun.
You're going to have fun. Technical pause. That's not fun. Someone's restarting their Counter-Strike.
Cheetah.
Shocks, I presume. Yeah.
Yeah, G2. I guess if you want to just take a bullet point and what like the basic, I guess I see the most fundamental flaw on their T side. Get right. Cheetah.
I was get right.
Cheetah. Just kidding. We got jokes in our ears over here. Our producer's a comedian. But okay, so the bullet point for G2 spacing is really off. Have better spacing, you see more rounds. Because it's not the strat, it's just fundamental spacing. It's really off right now for them. That's the TLDR.
Creep towards B. Might be quite successful here. If they just get the bomb down straight away, it's always fun. Hello. Oh, shocked. Did he not hear that? Didn't look like he reacted to the sound of Dennis dropping. Dennis, ever the menace, over by Connector, and he's going to pick up another one. Oh my goodness, 5 versus 2 at this point. NIP doing very nice, and this is very similar to GT's one, where they didn't lose a single player either.
0 point of damage.
Or get damaged, yeah.
Top to body, can he break the cycle? The karmic cycle. He needs one, just hit him with some damage, alright? That's all we need. Oh.
I'm not superstitious or anything, but it is just very weird, isn't it?
Yeah. It's no points of damage, there you go.
So many helmets for free.
Almost a mirror pistol. One was an
cheap
A,
helmets.
this one was a B.
The cheap helmets.
Mm.
Ah, yes.
Look at all those AKs.
It feels good.
Except for Lecro. He goes with the submachine gun. Why not?
I like the cheap helmets.
It's always nice.
Are you still MP5? Or are you MP7 again?
MP7. I just hate the animation of pulling out the MP5.
Oh.
You know that you know, hits the gun. I feel like it adds time, even though it probably doesn't. It just annoys me. I don't want to deal with it. Get out of here. I'm an MP9 kind of guy, anyways.
Yeah.
You know, I love it.
It's pretty gangster.
I love MP5.
It is. MP9 is really cool.
Yeah, but this game has too many guns. I'm not gonna be that guy. Oh, I'll only stick to my roots. MP5 Deagle all the way. That's it. No, I adjust. You gotta adapt.
That's kind of like why the Silence M4 is fun, is because it does feel like 1.6. The way you shoot it, you really want to just do 2 bullet bursts, which really feels very 1.6.
Gotta be very.
This game is much more spray heavy, I feel
Oh
like.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. Transfer the ways here.
So far, so good here for NIP. No one dead just yet. And another clean 2 rounds with no frags for G2.
That's so much money.
Yeah, look at them all. They're all around 4K. Before spending, of course. Before spending.
Before spending. Black Friday's coming soon.
I was just about to say, yeah. Got all the sales on.
Cyber Monday. What do they want? Smiths? What do you want, Smith? Ooh, I like that. Stops any aggressiveness. If it's very common to smoke, hop up on the little garbage can.
I don't see it very often. The triple HE, I like that a lot.
I'm a fan of nading spots, coordinated nades.
Yeah.
Stralis kind of brought it back. Really a lot more common back in 1.6 days.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, yeah. And it seems like it took so long for people to find out how to use HEs effectively in this game. It feels like only the last year we've really seen that.
Yeah. We do prioritize a lot on individual skill, frag power, so I think we just kind of ignore it. Ooh, a little aggressive by Existence.
Committed behind that flash.
Trying way too much.
Really committed. Oh, Rez. Oh, you fancied him for the last one there, but 3 versus 4, and Body pushes forward towards the bathrooms. What can he find? He needs to come out with a double here. That'd be really nice. Just get his team back into advantage. Big pick from Body. It's really good that he decided to go aggressive. He's so proactive. This is beautiful from Body. What a passage of play. He goes down, but he's done so much good work. He's bought time for Shocks to get the flank going when he will now get a frag from it as GetRest alone. And what? Did he see him jump into the smoke? Oh, there was a gap, maybe. Yeah. There was a gap.
But yeah, great play by Body. You said being very proactive, changing up angles, changing up spots, moving in sight, moving push bathroom, dancing around dice, buying his team enough time for the Actually, I don't think he saw him. It's crazy.
It's just Shocks. He just knows. It's got like the Witcher senses.
No locks on here and
Do you play the Witcher?
there. No.
Okay.
But I've seen it. It looks cool.
It is quite cool. It's worth it. It's a very good RPG. But NIP looking to have more success on their defaults than G2, and so far so good. It feels like they're actually able to take some of the map away from their opposition. They have sewers, they have, well, they're working on bathrooms, they got connector. Already feels like a much more normal T side than what G2 had going for them.
Yeah, definitely. If not these early picks, they're pushing back G2. Very patient play from NIP, making sure that G2 cannot get map control, as you said. Existence really the only person pretty much by himself. So this would be very disastrous, but instead he gets one for Lekro taking him out. But he does some good damage on Lekro, so Lekro is going to fall back. NIP's still pretty aggressive towards A, but it's going to be a B take here.
Yeah, this is a great default. Just, you know, you get that pick towards A, you set up all that pressure there, and then you regroup for the B attack, leaving a lurker towards A. That's like a really standard way to play off of a default. And this is a really good example for you guys at home. If you have a team and you're calling and stuff, how to construct defaults. It's a very easy way to do somewhat of a fake. And boom! Shocks! Gonna be able to hold down the short position, but he's alone. Oh, the nades! Oh, how did that do so little damage? Unlucky. Lekro working the pillar there. Can't find the headshot. It's Shocks once again. And it's just not worked out for NIP. So after I bigged up their approach to the round.
It was a good start by NIP, but the execution was a little off towards the B side. They got picked off by G2. I mean, they're hitting their shots. Sometimes it just happens. NIP is in a very awkward spot. They have to do a force by very little utility. Only one rifle on Forest. G2 starting to feel the confidence. Start building up that bankroll. Look at that. It's going to be a super aggressive by G2.
NIP might not be too unhappy about this push because they would love to get some kills brought to them as opposed to them having to go to the kills on the bomb side. Get right with the Tech 9. I've got to say, I still haven't really used the new Tech 9.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's what I hear from everyone.
I'm going to switch it back today. I'm tired of it.
Is it not worth it?
It's so inaccurate sometimes. It just annoys me. Sometimes I get that random headshot. Oh, that was great. Most of the time, it just shoots. It shoots like I'm on a ladder the entire time. That's how the Tech 9 for me, in a nutshell. I have a portable ladder, just holding it around. Just standing on it when I'm shooting.
Around. Yeah.
I'm a painter.
Oh man. Well, not too much going on here for NIP as expected. G2 looking to really make good use of these superior weapons. Maybe a slice 10-4 as well.
Okay, yes. Change. Adapt.
Another 1.6er. You're a saucer.
Didn't Kanye play like the very end of 1.6 when he was like really young?
Probably, yeah.
I
But
think he mentioned something about that.
but I just look at him as a sorcerer. Really.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he got his fame and stuff.
Yeah.
Towards Source.
Saucer.
Sauce.
Raw sauce.
Pretty much full save with some Deagles. NIP. Dennis with the armor. Lots of money. Got some extra cash to spend. Kenny S here pulling out his nade. Uh-oh.
Looking to defend more here. Crossfires come in. That's really nice from Existence. No, that's your main. That is your friends. There's two of them there. They will emerge. Oh, he keeps shooting his friends. Existence. Come on, man.
He has no friends. He wants to get them all.
I wonder how much team damage he did there.
I think he did about like 40. Not too much. Team damage a little reduced.
Can't be shooting your teammates in the arse.
You can't. It's weird. They look at you funny, you know?
It ain't good. Double orbs here for G2. Something I wanted to see from NIP. But it will be G2 instead. To offer the goods. NIP still with the lead, but for not much longer if they are unable to find a way into this round. Playing it very passively, respecting G2's aggression early on the timings.
Ooh. Spotted.
Oh
Nice.
dear.
That was pretty smart by G2. Shot the AK, encourage Get Right to kind of play more aggressive, and Kenny has just snuck right in.
Wow, they catch Smiths pushing forwards there. And here comes the push on long. Oh, Forrest turns around at the perfect moment. This looked really bad when Get Right just goes down for free like that. Yeah. And then the trade comes in. Forrest wins a fight on the other side of the map. Another pick towards Monster. And lo and behold, NIP just need to group up here and just attack a site. Doesn't matter how they do it, as long as they stick together. Hold hands.
Like silly putty. Just
Shox goes down, that's big.
nice exchange from Rez. Just making sure that Shox do not fall back. Now Kenny has 1 on 3. He has to save. No crazy miracle from him. So what do you think about the Kenny S and Steel argument? So if people don't know, I think he's even shaking yes. Steel analyzed Kenny S as one of his, I think, demos or matches or whatnot, and he's just pretty much trashing on him in terms of, you know, he's making a lot of done moves. That if you played more conservative, it'd be a little better, that kind of thing.
I didn't see it. I'd have to watch it. But Steel is usually very good in his analysis.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that is good about if Steel has done that and found those things, what's really good about it is that in Counter-Strike, one of the biggest problems is that you have players who get a lot of name value because they'll, for some reason, maybe if they have a good period,
Yeah.
maybe they'll be picked up by a lot of analysts. Maybe there'll be a lot of extra factors towards their success, and it can really skew the reality of them as a player. And that's happened many times. And I think that's also made some orgs spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy certain players because of these representations. So it's really cool that Steel's done that. So it'll be interested to see. Kenny's had his worst year ever, right? So there's lots of factors.
I'll touch back on that after this round. I just want to say something about that.
Click to take here from G2.
Till then.
It's a good position here for Kenny, but can he prevent himself getting traded? Oh no.
Cover your team in Existence. Die for Kenny S.
Yeah, you have to die for Kenny.
Die for Kenny S. You can't just do that to your friend, your teammate, your brother.
That's kind of a problem because the setup is not supposed to allow for that sort of thing. So
you have 2 people there.
It's definitely a misplay because the whole point of Existence is to prevent Kenny from getting killed, as you say. Like it's the most expensive gun. It's your star player. Don't let him die.
Yeah, playmaker.
So now it's a strange situation. It's a mid-round, 3v3. 3v3s are one of the most fun things in Pro CS because of the amount of holes on the map. All of a sudden, lots of openings, and Smiths will take down Forest. So now the response is going to be tough. Shox catches Dennis. Get right again alone. He's got the bomb on his back. Here he goes, looking for that first opener. Can't make it happen. And NIP will concede a round to G2. 11 to 12 for G2.
Great adjustment from G2. Again, almost doing what NIP was doing last half, a lot of map control. And then when NIP tried to take it back, they're getting picked off a little bit. Their entries and bomb sites are kind of lacking right now. I'm gonna have to be forced to save. One thing that I want to touch up on Kenny S is that his style of play is what made him so good and crazy. You know, the aggressive, re-peeks, no scopes, round corners, super hyper aggressive. And I think Steele made some good points about, you gotta play smarter sometimes, but I also think Kenny has his point, like there has to be a fine balance. You can't just be super aggressive, no cares in the world. You're gonna get punished if you do like Kenny has been. But you have to have that random factor, that explosiveness to be that star player, be the best in the world.
Yes.
So it's just finding that right balance. Knowing when to do it is the most important part. Knowing when to do it.
It's a really good point, and I'd love to follow up on that. We'll see if Existence can continue to control things here. Does look good, actually. Pistol comes out, but the cover's there. And I actually made a post a really long time ago about this topic, because people were making the same statements about JW, when JW was at like, the peak of his skill, playing for Fnatic. And JW was just, like the rest of the team was just, they were just so solid, and they would never die. But JW, he would just run around and die. But if he has his good, good round, and if he's sort of correct in his guesses, then he'll just win the round by himself.
Yeah.
And so he was a wild card like that. But I think at the very top level, the whole point, and something that makes it interesting, is if you have players that are that good at the game, they can reinvent some of the rules, because they change the statistics of what is the average expectation of how, I might hit 50% of my shots, but Kenny S hits 80%. Now if you look at from Kenny S's point of view, he should be making different plays to me to capitalize upon that. So that's what his style is, so something to bear in mind as well. As you say, I think you said it well. You have to be smart at the same time, but you've also got to push the boundaries, push the limits of what is possible.
What makes him such a special player. Right now, 4-on-4 kills from each team. Dennis and Body are dead, watching their team to jump around. Good counter flashing by G2 to really enable Body to get that kill at Monster before being taken out. So teamwork a lot better on their CT side, which is usually a little harder in this game. It should be easier on T side sometimes. And only 35 seconds left. NIP they have to get moving. They don't have much time to work a bomb site without G2 over-rotating. NIP with 2 in the water, 2 Monster. Here comes the nade. Smith taking out Rez. Existence trying to help him out. He does get right. A catwalk and almost taking out Lecro. Forrest bringing it to a 1-on-2. Both G2 players are in the bomb site with only 14 seconds. Not much time to work with. Kenny S takes out Forrest.
Not bad, not bad. G2 take the lead for the first time in this game. And this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Yeah. The same story continues from yesterday.
It's the comeback.
Team gets bodied, then they just come back. Although, yesterday what ended up happening was that the team initially were winning, that they end up winning ultimately in the second half, but NIP are not in a good position.
Ooh. What's that smoke going to?
No entry.
Nice heaven smoke, wow.
Forrest and Necro coming in. Pop from the short position. They will deal some damage, but just get right now. 1 versus 2! Oh, wow, he gets a dink there as well.
That's close.
My God. Made it very close.
Round 26. Someone write this down for James Bardoff. Watch the T-smoke. Get right?
Siggy, did you see where it went?
It went heaven, but he tossed it from outside, like, near T-spawn.
Oh.
So that's something I've never seen before. Write it down. Take some notes.
Steal. I must steal.
Borrowing,
I must steal things. We do not condone stealing things or criminal activity of any kind on ECS.
Don't advocate you can cause. That's good.
We advocate good manners and good counter-strike.
Respectable.
Nice 1v1s there by Shocks. We also condone good trading on the T side. Alright, for the finishing blows, there it is.
Ooh.
Forest and Get Right, the combo, been together longer than probably anybody else at this point in Counter-Strike, playing together since 1.6.
It's a long time.
And there you go. Forest now looking to work his magic, 24 and 15. Ooh, you expect Forest to hit that one.
It was so close around the head. Just unlucky with the bullet spray and the movement.
Wow, I didn't expect NIP to struggle more than G2 on the T side, so
Yeah.
props to G2. Again, you know, they've had such a bad season in ECS, and they've had such mixed results with this lineup that it's hard to see them winning this one. But it looks like they're on the precipice.
Is this their first time out that they've used? Like, come on, it's like 15 to 12. You have 4 of them. You use it now. What happened to the other 10 rounds ago? Like, you have plenty of time.
Mouse are cool. Congratulations, you have won 250 FACEIT points. You can change your name on FACEIT 250 times. That's amazing.
Points. That's a big load.
So if you've
Big load.
If you've annoyed people, you annoy people many times, just change your name. They'll never know.
They never know who
Come
you
back
are.
again.
Oh, that's not big. All right, let's go. More connector, I think. We're not connector. Right there with that. Oh, what do you guys call it? I call this entrance to bathrooms. You guys call that something?
I have no idea.
I've never heard anyone call that spot.
Yeah.
They never call that spot, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
He's there. That's what people say.
Over there.
He's there, guys.
Over there. Well, it's a 4v5 for G2 as they fall back onto the bomb sites. Still really winnable. They don't have any AWPs. Don't know that that will make a difference because they are forcing NIP to run a set piece. So having rifles is actually really nice to be able to spray around the smokes. And will there be maybe even a forward proactive play here? I do wonder from G2. Another forward smoke on Banana. Do you call it Banana?
Yeah, we call it. Wait, on this map?
Yeah.
I think long A. Say long A. Oh, you're maybe, at least in America.
Body taken down by Forest. NIP coming in hard and fast to the A bomb site. They've not lost a single player. Now, this is for the 13th round. The money is actually not so amazing. It's okay enough for G2 to buy up again, but
If Smiths can save, that'd be huge.
are they coming back? Are they doing this?
IP magic, baby. Hashtag Heaton. Hashtag Emil Christensen. Actually, he just left NIP, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure the whole story around it, actually.
I just read some like a couple months ago. I don't know how long ago, but it seemed like a couple months ago.
It was funny actually when NIP, like back in like 2015, when I first started saying like NIP magic, they found it really offensive. When it, yeah, they thought it was really offensive. I remember saying it in loads of casts, and it was just because they would always find. It would always look like they weren't supposed to win because they weren't maybe not playing the better Counter-Strike or whatever it might be, and they would just find a way anyway. Congrats, Zethi. And then it just wins. It's like, oh, NIP magic, that's amazing. They just find a way somehow. How do they do this? And they're like, oh, you're taking away from our skill because you're saying it's magic or something. I don't know. They kind of got the wrong message originally, but then they started to understand after a while.
Now they make a good slogan.
It is a cool thing. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's cool. It was definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing.
Ooh, I love
Nice.
that name. I love that name.
That's beautiful. We have to figure that out.
I just saw it and I already forgot it. I kind of know the lineup.
Let's learn that.
Like outside monster.
We can do it together.
Let's do it. All you need is 2.
Looking to just walk monster now, NIP. Against the ropes here, G2, all they need is one more round. Body gets a free one. Existence chiming in towards the A-long as well. And now NIP have no way into the B-bomb site. They have lost 2 players and they've got nothing for it. That said, Rez able to take down Body because he goes aggressive. Maybe that's an overextension. Maybe that's a way in for NIP. We'll have to see. There's a minute to go now in the rounds. In what could be the last rounds. And it's not looking all that great for the Swedes. Suez for get right. G2 have good positions on both sides. Whereas on that AWP, he's coming in from Monster, it looks like. Get right spotted now, drawing some attention. That will hopefully allow Rez to come out. He's chopped out for the AK away from the AWP, taken down immediately. Get right afraid to peek because of his health, and now he's alone against 3. Get right. How can he find his way around this one? Picks up the M4, now 16 HP still as he looks for that bomb. 10 seconds to try to find the plant, forced his way through around the pillar, and he'll go down. 16 to 13. G2, they were behind for the longest time, and they just make it work. NIP's T side just not good enough here.
Yeah, for G2's first half, I thought they were going to be in real trouble here, but it seemed like the roles reversed when they switched halves. G2 came alive. They started working together, playing proper Counter-Strike. And NIP, they tried to do a lot of these slow pick kind of defaults on the T side, but G2 was doing such a good job of getting the early picks, getting the map control, and just really dominating the momentum of NIP for that entire second half. You kind of think if you're NIP, you should have called a little more timeouts, maybe slowed it down just to try to, you know, ice the kicker or something.
Well, it's going to be a very disappointing loss for NIP after that start. As you say, they should really probably have secured this game. As ever, Forrest is just beasting. He just doesn't seem to have a game, no matter the circumstance, where he's not at the top of the scoreboard, so I love that. But Shocks and, I mean, pretty much everyone from G2 really doing a good job here. That first half was a non-starter, but they managed to just hold it together on that CT side to make it work. It was really tight, good communication. As you said, the team play was much better, and they reaped the rewards, 16 to 13, even a couple rounds to spare. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if they can carry that forwards, because again, G2, what they're fighting for is to avoid being relegated.
Is that even possible? Like, can they avoid it?
Yeah, okay. They can. They can definitely avoid it. There's a bunch of teams on 5 and 11. This will put them to 6 and 11, but can they make it 7 and 11? That's the question. For NIP, they can't afford to lose any maps here, so this is serious time. We'll see what happens after the break in map 2.